This is TBC News. Our top stories. Improving health sector in urban and rural areas remains a priority. Ministers of Finance discuss Africa after disasters. Good evening, I am Nasa Kingo. Just a reminder, you can also follow us live via our YouTube channel, TBC Online, and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter pages, all at TBC Online. The Vice President, Dr. Philip Mpango, says the government will continue to improve the health sector in the country by increasing the budget to ensure better health services to all citizens in urban and rural areas. Dr. Mpango expressed the commitment while officiating the Lilambo Health Center located in Songea Municipality in Ruvuma region, which will benefit 15,746 residents. Here is a report prepared by Noela Njawa and read by Lelua Mohammed.
The Vice President Dr. Philip Mpango, after inaugurating the Lilambo Health Center, praises the efforts done by the Songea Municipal Council for the construction of the health center.
Hongereni sana kwamba mmechangia ujenzi wa kituo chenu wenyewe.
I congratulate you because you have contributed to the constructions of your own health center. I'm asking you to take care of this infrastructure, and for the doctors and nurses, you should use the equipment that is brought here. The maintenance should be done properly, and the medicines that are brought here serve the citizens.
The Chief Medical Officer of Songea District, Dr. Amos Mwenda, says more than 500 million Tanzania shillings have been spent to build the Lilambo Health Center.
Huduma katika kituo hiki zilianza kutolewa mnamo tarehe 2 Januari 2023.
Services in this center began to be provided on January 2nd, 2023 for outpatients, laboratory services, a clinic for pregnant women and children under 5 years old, as well as delivery services. The center expects to provide emergency surgery services after the purchase of medicine equipment is completed.
Local residents of the area who are the beneficiaries of the Lilambo Health Center expressed their delight for the health services that have been brought nearer to their residents. We thank the government for bringing this service to our neighborhood because we used to walk long distances to follow health services. We benefit 100% from this health center because we were having medical problems, especially on the mother and child clinic.
Deputy Minister of Finance of Tanzania, Hamad Chande, says the 6th Conference of African Ministers of Finance, Planning and Economic Development offers a platform to discuss basic issues on African integration, including tax, money laundering, establishment of African financial institutions, and the establishment of a digital investment monitoring system, which are important steps to enable Africa to achieve sustainable development goals. Lelua Mohammed has more details.
The meeting that this year is being held in Nairobi, Kenya, has the theme Africa After Disasters, discussing investments, sustainable economic growth, and prosperity for all. The meeting includes 55 member countries of the African Union. The Deputy Minister of Finance, Hamadi Hassan Chande, is here on behalf of the Minister of Finance, Dr. Mwigulu Nchemba.
We have discussed the slogan and the direction of our African countries in the interest of our countries. 55 countries have met here for these 2 days to live with the joint resolution that is going to bring an integrated and collaborative economy to African countries. But not only that, we are also building a common understanding to see that we plan our strategies and policies for the development of our African countries.
Chande adds that the meeting prioritizes the common understanding on the institutional and policy systems needed to achieve sustainable and participatory development in Africa, as well as to come up with the ministerial resolutions to outline the policy plans and actions that should be taken at the country level up to the continental level thereafter.
Kwa kuwa Tanzania ni sehemu ya nchi za Afrika.
Since Tanzania is part of Africa, we benefit from different things through this meeting. If we live here, we will have a common understanding that will build the sustainable economy and development, and we will also build a new strategies to strengthen our economy in Tanzania and the African continent as a whole.
The Deputy Minister also uses the platform to invite the ministers as well as to persuade the heads of state to participate in the African Heads of State Human Capital Summit that will be held in Dar es Salaam on 25th and 26th July 2023, hosted by the President of Tanzania, Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan.
Deputy Minister for Community Development, Gender, Women and Special Groups, Mwanaidi Ali Hamis, says the government is determined to establish a strategy to eradicate sexual violence from the local government level to the national level. She made the affirmation in Dar es Salaam when visiting Amana Regional Referral Hospital, directing strict measures to be taken whenever a case of sexual violence occurs.
Ulikokuwa umepata changamoto ya ukatili ukasema unakaa nalo rohoni mwako.
When you get the challenge of cruelty and you stay silent, you will get into a mental stress that will cause you to harm yourself or others. You should visit your village chairman or go to the law center where you will be directed to succeed or get rid of this problem.
Furthermore, the Deputy Minister calls on journalists to continue to educate the society on the issues of sexual violence.
You are the ones who have the ability to be heard anywhere. We ask you to explain this to the people so that they can get rid of these cruel challenges.
Minister of Finance, Dr. Mwigulu Nchemba, has met and held talks with the Minister of Transport and Communications of the Democratic Republic of Congo, Ekila Likombo. The talks focused on how to strengthen the transport sector to boost the trade and economy of the two countries. Here are more details with Lulwa Muhammad.
Dr. Nchemba held the talks in Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of Congo, on the sidelines of the meeting of the Committee of Ministers of Finance and Investment and peer review panel to discuss implementation of related programs and initiatives on economy in the Southern African Development Community, SADC. The finance minister mentions several areas of cooperating, including launching a direct flight from Tanzania to DRC to facilitate the transportation of passengers and cargo. Dr. Nchemba clarifies that DRC's request to be given a designated area to be used as a dry port is being worked on by Tanzania through the relevant Ministry of Works and Transport, insisting on strengthening peace and security in conflict areas, especially in eastern DRC. On the other hand, Minister of Communications and Transport of the DRC, Ekila Likombo, says his country, through the Civil Aviation Authority, is analyzing the request by TTCL and soon decision will be given. He adds that DRC has agreed to pay for the construction of the railway section from Uvira to Kindu, where a visibility study is currently underway to determine the entire cost of the project, insisting that for the project to be successful, the use of peace in the east of the DRC.
The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Minerals, Harry Mahimbali, says the Tanzanian government is committed to cooperate with the Kenyan government to ensure that mineral resources are preserved to benefit both countries. He announced the commitment when he met and held talks with the government officials from the Ministry of Minerals of the government of Kenya, who have come to the country seeking to learn from the Tanzanian Ministry of Minerals on how to improve the mining sector in Kenya.
And in that, I see that there's a need for both parties, our party and your party, Your Excellency, to do with the capacity building and knowledge transfer. There are some areas that we can benefit as Tanzania, we can learn from Kenya, and there are some areas that Your Excellency and your delegation, you can learn from us, because a number of occasions, a number of areas that in the mining sector, probably we have also advanced a little bit. So we can swap, we can share those areas.
On the other hand, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Minerals in Kenya, Elijah Mwangi, asserts that the main goal of their visit in the country is to learn various methods that will help the mining sector in Kenya to grow and boost the national economy.
Somebody will come in and he said hang us. We may not wish to get there, but if we leverage on what Kenya has, what Tanzania have, our borders around, majority of our gold we understand comes to Tanzania. Why? Because our gold is just next to Tanzania. And we have just a porous border. It is our problem. We don't have the right controls. Then we don't have a gold processing factory. So where should they process their gold? We don't have a very well functional lab. So guys, they are taking roads, containers to take to samples. Of course, you have data about that. That's why we are coming here. So those are the things that we can try to assist one another.
In an effort to build the capacity to media practitioners and other stakeholders in the gas sector in Africa, Gazprom has conducted a tour for the journalists and the stakeholders from African countries to high-tech oil and gas condensed fields in the Yamal Peninsula in Russia. My colleague Faithan Gaga is there and she's attending the tour and she's prepared the following report.
The Bova Yankuba field is located in the northwestern part of the Yamal Peninsula, and it covers 1,780 square kilometers. Gas production from the field is performed by 3 gas production facilities. On December 1st, 2021, for the first time since the start of development operation, the annual gas production rate exceeded 100 billion cubic meters of gas. Tanzania, like a number of other African countries, has a huge potential for oil and gas exploration, such that it amasses profit and boosts its economy. Partnerships, technological investments, and capacity buildings like this are a way forward to maximum utilization of the gas and oil sector. Technological investment into the gas sector is what can drive this sector even farther and make it economically and environmentally lucrative. Faithan Gaga, TBC News.
Thank you very much, Faithan Gaga from Russia there. The Simiyu Regional Commissioner, Dr. Yahaya Nawanda, calls on the leaders of the Simiyu region, including the religious leaders, to be good ambassadors for educating the people on the importance of National Development Vision 2050. Here is a report prepared by Pascal Michael and read by Lulua Muhammad.
Nawanda has made the call during a workshop to build the capacity of stakeholders in the Simiyu region on the preparation of the National Development Vision 2050, involving district commissioners, executive directors, heads of public institutions, civil organizations, and religious leaders, where he emphasizes that education should be given to the people at all levels to ensure their participation.
On behalf of the leadership of the Simiyu region, I would like to ensure the representatives that we will be very good ambassadors. We will explain what we will learn from you. And certainly, the work will not be difficult because the people of Simiyu are very attentive. We will ensure that every citizen gets this education in preparation for Vision 2050.
Here, stakeholders discussed the achievements of the National Development Vision 2025 and the preparations for the National Development Vision 2050.
The previous vision has done well because every sector has gone as far as the vision was directed, such as education, infrastructure, and citizens are ready to give their opinion about Vision 2050.
I will help other young people so they can express their opinions and contribute to the development of our country.
Our responsibility is to create awareness first, and this vision should be participatory. Therefore, according to the instructions of the Honorable President, every Tanzanian should participate in the preparation of this vision. The preparation of the Vision 2050 requires the participation of the people themselves because the tool brings people together.
From the Simiyu region, now let's take a look at a very interesting story all the way from Kilimanjaro, where the world happiest Siobana Brady is expected to set another world record history by playing the harp while at the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. The move will make Brady to break a record she set in 2018 for the highest altitude harp performance. Here is a report prepared by Sauda Shimbo and read by Lulua Muhammad.
An Irish citizen, famous harpist in the world, starts her 7-day trip to climb Mount Kilimanjaro to entertain tourists who will climb to the top of the Mount Kilimanjaro.
I have never had such a friendly welcome in my life. I would recommend the entire world to come and visit Tanzania. It's so stunning. The people are so friendly and amazing, and I'm just delighted.
One of the directors of Mauli Tours company, Samira Mauli, insists that the move will help to increase the number of tourists and continue to promote tourism.
Ni njia moja ambayo itaenda kufunguka zaidi.
It is one of the ways that will open up more all over the world because she will be like our ambassador and she will promote our country.
Speak of Africa, freestanding mountain. Kwa hivyo ni kitu kikubwa sana.
Permanent Secretary, Minister of Natural Resources and Tourism, Dr. Hassan Abbas, is the official guest of honor, and here he urges the tourism companies to provide information when they expect to receive prominent guests to ensure that proper strategies are set to promote tourism.
Na wenzetu wanapenda kukirimiwa, si ndio? Sababu unajua tukishirikishana huyu kaleta korosho.
Our visitors like to be rewarded if every one of us does something. The tourists will enjoy it well, and we, as the government and the tourist board, we are ready to contribute a little to promote our country more.
Anaweza kututangazia nchi yetu.
On the other hand, the Director General of the Tanzania Tourism Board, Damas Mfugale, says tourism is currently on the increase as many visitors from various countries around the world are here to visit various tourist attractions in the country.
Na uzuri ni kwamba hata Watanzania wenyewe sasa hivi wamehamasika kwenye utalii.
And the good thing is that even Tanzanians themselves are now motivated by tourism. Tourism has opened up, so we expect that in the next 5 years, Tanzania will be at its highest levels in the tourism sector.
More than 18 tourists will accompany the harpist.
What a daring move there. Very interesting story from Kilimanjaro region. And we wish her all the best. Before we wind up our local news tonight, let us now take a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Time now for all the latest in international news. Here is all the latest in international news.
William Ruto of Kenya has cautioned police officers against extrajudicial killings of anti-government protesters, while on the other hand, also reiterating that everybody must follow the law and no one will be allowed to perpetrate impunity in the country. Speaking during his tour of Muranga County, Ruto maintained that his government will deal with lawbreakers whether in the security agencies or in the public, in regard to the ongoing opposition-led protest. The president of Kenya added that no one will be allowed to cause anarchy and destruction of property and get away with it. A magistrate court in Malawi capital Lilongwe has found Chinese national Liu Qi guilty of procuring children to take part in entertainment and racially exploiting them. The court orders Liu to leave the country within 7 days and never be allowed to return. Liu Qi was arrested in July last year after he had been exposed in a television program. The report revealed he was filming local children making personalized greeting videos, some of which included racist content. The court was told that Liu Qi has already paid 16 million Malawi kwacha, that is equivalent to $16,000 to the government of Malawi. The money is supposed to be used as compensation for his victim and for helping school children on the area where Liu Qi made the videos. The court handed him a 12-month prison sentence, which is said he had already served since he has been held in police custody for the past year. And Libyan city of Ajidabia was flooded when a water pipe burst. The water pipe in Ajidabia is part of the Great Man-Made River, a network of underground pipelines and aqueducts that bring fresh water from ancient underground aquifers in the Sahara to the coast of Libya. Spokesman for the Man-Made River Project Implementation and Management Authority, Salah Al-Saadi, said the water leakage near to the Zuetina area, northeast of Ajidabia, caused some farms and homes to be flooded. Al-Saadi says it happened after cracks appeared in the pipe following illegal water connections and the theft of air valves and protective copper cables.
That's the latest in international news. Thank you very much there to Dorothy Mari for compiling all the international news and read by Gania Jumbe. Time now for international news. Yes, time now for sports news. Young Africans head coach Miguel Gamondi says he is taking very seriously tomorrow's special friendly match against the Kaizer Chiefs in celebrating the Mwananchi Day because it will signal what to expect from the team in the coming season. Coach Gamondi adds that the match will measure the performance skills of the new players and test the techniques of play for the coming season.
It's good to put your team against another big team because it's a high-level competition. I prefer that. I prefer this type of competition that to play maybe a team from the lowest league and you can win easily. It's not the goal. The goal is to make a party, play with a good team, win or lose. The quality we have and the commitment what they have the player, I'm very quiet. I'm very sure we'll do a good performance. I don't know. I cannot tell if we win or lose, but good performance for sure.
It's an honor for me to don the jersey number 6. I know the pressure that it comes with wearing the jersey number 6 and the expectations that are thereof. Pressure gives you the ultimate goal to be yourself. And I think I do well under pressure. I am here to help the team, not for myself. I'm here. I have 10 other players playing with me on the day.
Young Africans host Chiefs from South Africa at Benjamin Mkapa Stadium in Dar es Salaam tomorrow to celebrate Mwananchi Day, where also the 2023 squad and the technical bench will be revealed. The Vice Secretary of the Volleyball Association of Tanzania, TAVA, Shukuru Ali, says the second National Volleyball Championship will be used to select the best players to join the national team. Speaking at Dar es Salaam, Shukuru adds that the players who will perform well in the competition will be selected to join other players who have already been selected to form the volleyball national team.
This time we have a long season league that started last year due to our aim of having good national teams. We had our scouting team in primary and secondary school sports competition of Tabora last month, purposely to scout the players for youth national teams, which was not yet formed. But now the program is to have them in different competitions.
22 teams from Tanzania mainland and Zanzibar will participate in the second round of the National Volleyball Championship, which is expected to start next week. And that's the sports news. Now, before we conclude the news bulletin for tonight, let's take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours.
To everyone, welcome for the next 24 hours weather forecast from Tanzania Meteorological Authority. You are with Teleza Ngasa. By starting with the wind flow pattern, wind is expected to flow at the speed of 40 km per hour from southeast over the entire coastal belt, and also is expected to flow at the speed of 40 km per hour over the Lake Victoria from southeast direction. And TMA has issued an advisory of period of strong winds and large waves, which are expected to reach 2 meters over some areas along the coastal belt and some areas around the Lake Victoria basin. Therefore, precautive measures are advised to be taken. And for tonight, it is an expectation that the lowest minimum temperature is expected to be 4 degrees Celsius over Mbeya region. And for tonight, we expect most part of our country to feature partly cloudy condition. For tomorrow, it is an expectation that areas over Tanga, Pemba and Unguja Isos, Dar es Salaam and Pwani region, Lindi and Mtwara are expected to feature partly cloudy condition, rain showers over few areas. The remaining part of the country for tomorrow is expected to feature partly cloudy condition. And now let's take a look on the 4 days weather forecasts. Thank you for joining us. See you next time. Bye-bye.
And that marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Don't miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Nasa Kingo. We're going to be back again next week, same time, right here on TBC1.